Hey guys, Willie here at The Great Outdoors, and I'd like to welcome you to the basically end of the season, almost end of the year. That's right, end of the year. End of the year, isn't that crazy? It's gone by so quickly. And I think we have a tendency as, you know, humanity has a tendency to speed things up a bit, especially when you go into, say, Walmart or Lowe's or whatever store you may go into, and you can't even tell what holiday it is because there's 3 of them out. I don't know, did we just have Halloween? Are we getting ready to go into Halloween? Or are we getting ready to go into Thanksgiving? Or is it Christmas already? I'm not really sure. How I do it is I go down the aisle at Walgreens. That's how I do it. I go down the aisle at Walgreens and I look at what's on sale. So if there's like, you know, buy 5, get 13 free or 75% off, I know that that holiday has passed and there's something next. But there's, you know, sometimes you don't know whether to go in and buy a heart-shaped box of candy, a pumpkin, or a Christmas tree. And that's kind of the way it feels. But hey, reason I'm here is we're going to talk first a little bit about baits. I use a lot of the same thing, but in a lot of different colors. And I've been asked, I actually got asked something. Someone actually asked me something. And it had a lot to do with the last video that we put out with the pink, the very bright pink with the silver sparkle and the chartreuse tail, Charlie Brewer. Those baits, the question I was really asked was how I came about finding them and, you know, how do I pick the color that I'm using? Well, first off, let's just start with Charlie Brewer in general. Okay, I found them in Bass Pro Shops of all places. That was the very first place I ever saw them. And I looked at them and said, wow, those really look like they would work. But the thing I did not care for, let me see what I got down here. I know I got some in here somewhere. I got boxes of things, so therefore I should have the thing to which I'm trying to find. If it's right in here someplace. Okay, first off, the jig that you use. For me, you know, and for a lot of us, the old ball head jig, this type of jig with the old ball head and the big old eyeball, that's what we know. That's what we knew for the longest time, is that big ball head jig. Now for me, it just, you know, it may have worked and it catches fish, don't get me wrong, and it still does. But I'm always trying to modify, always trying to make things a little bit better. I wanted something that made the bait look more just like a bait fish as opposed to a bait fish with a giant growth on the front of his head. And to me, the ball head jigs did that. They made it look weird. They made it that big ball with the fish behind it. You know, it's like this fish was chasing a beach ball, like a seal, you know, chasing the beach ball or something. So I decided that I wanted to try to find something different. Now these jigs have been around for a while. These are Bass Pro Shops squirt jigs. You can get them in all kinds of sizes. Super small all the way up to the 1/16th and the 3/32nd. You know, your 1/64ths you can get. Gotta really be able to whip those things out there. Those are really for close proximity kind of casting because you're not going to get a lot of distance unless you want to put it on a fly rod or something. You can put that 1/64th on there and do the whole looking like you're trying to land a 747 out there in the river. I decided I wanted to try to do something different, so I started out with a 1/16th ounce jig, squirt jig, which I found at Bass Pro, and I wanted these to go inside the body of the Charlie Brewer bait. Now, that works pretty darn well. I'm sure someone else does it. There's got to be other people out there. There's no way that I'm the only person that came up with this and found it. If it is, good for me. If not, you know, a lot of people tend to just go with the flow and use the old ball head jig, and it works just fine for them. A lot of times these squirt jigs are used for tube baits. And you know what the tube baits are. They look like little squids. They got little behind them, and that don't use those very often because I don't jig very often because I'm not in a boat and I'm not where I can get and actually get over a log or over a stump or something like that. I'm usually on the bank, so I wanted something that did more of this. Enter the Charlie Brewers. The bait that I was having such a good luck with, the Oops flavor bait. They have a lot on there. Go to Charlie Brewer's website. Look down their list. You can choose from their drop-down list. Go to Oops. You'll see Oops. Go there. You'll see what's there. You'll see a lot of what I got in this bag right here. So I'm going to open it up right here, right now. Show you all the stuff I bought. Charlie ought to really love me. That's all I can say. I don't know why he doesn't send me a jacket or t-shirt or something. The other thing I think is cool about Charlie Brewer, I'm going to tell you right now. Let's see if I missed anything. They will send you little packages of things that you might like these right here, or this right here. And I can't say that I haven't. I've seen things like this, for example. This is a extremely small version of the grub that I usually use. And I have caught fish with that. This is great with a 1/64 ounce jig and 2-pound line, and you're in a creek and you can, or you can fly, they work really well. Now, when you take, let's just see what they gave me here. Here's one that looks very Christmassy. Let's go with that, since that is the next holiday. If I'm not, no, it's Thanksgiving's next actually. Then Christmas. That's how it's supposed to go, if I'm not mistaken. This one right here, this is a typical jig that not jig, but grub that I would use. And I would use one of these 1/16 ounce little jigs, squirt jigs right here. I am going to find one that's open. This one is open, okay. These things are getting hard to find, by the way. My Bass Pro Shops, which happens to be probably the worst Bass Pro Shops on the planet, has either stopped getting these or can't keep them on the shelf. I'm not sure which. Okay, here is your typical, okay? I don't know what color that is. It looks really cool though. Let's see. Sample product, Bass Crappie Bluegill. I have no idea what the color is. I'm gonna call it Festivity. It's green with, looks to be red and green sparkle inside. So it's very festive. Ho, ho, ho. All right, here's how I do this. Tail facing away, hook facing the body. Like anything else, you go inside as such. What I like to do is take the body all the way around to the lead. If this is going to turn out ugly, it's because I have it 4 feet away from me. Okay, I take it all the way to where it touches the lead. As soon as it does that, I poke the hook through the body, bring it around, and then I push the lead inside the body. This is not my prettiest work because I'm trying to do it so far away, but this leaves your tail down, flapping, and your hook up, along with your line hook up. Generally, I throw a Palomar knot on there. Sometimes I do a loop knot to get a little bit more of the jiggly bobbing going on, but for the most part, that's what it is. And as you see, without having that big ball head, it looks to be more like a bait fish. And that's the idea. That's the idea, is to keep these fish going, what is that? That looks cool. I want to eat that. We're going to open up, take a ball head jig out here real quick. Here's a somewhat semi-used bait. Yes, I do throw some of my used baits down in a bowl over here, and if they're still in good shape, I'll use them. This one has actually changed colors, but let's just do the same thing. Sometimes they change colors when they touch each other. If they're around each other too much, they actually start bleeding into each other. And there we're doing the same thing, except this one there's no lead until it's way up. So I will take the hook just about to the end of the body, pop it through, and then push the body. There you go. And see, this is not my thing. I don't get into the big ball head on the end of it. It's just something about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've caught fish this way, and I still do. I still do it, just not all the time. But, you know, sometimes you got a color match. You got to use the black. You got to use the white, maybe a bright yellow or a chartreuse green or whatever, if that's what you want to go through. I've never really worried too much about the color of the head. White or black is generally everything that I will use. It's the body to me that does the job. Now these are Eagle Claw, and they are 1/16 ounce, and they have the sickle hook. And I'm going to tell you what, that hook right there is sharp. It's deadly sharp, and it will cut through the mouth of a fish, a lip, whew, big time. And I do still use this. I do. And to be honest with you, a lot of times I will use it more in rivers, something with flow, something with some disturbance, because I do want that white head or black head or whatever to show a little bit, to be brighter, because in that disturbance of the water, it makes it a little bit harder for them to see. So I do kind of use that. I need to get to some rivers more often, to be honest with you. Okay, I bought several different pinks because I found out that really hot pink was working, and I thought maybe we need to try some different pinks. There we got, this one is pink chartreuse tail. It's pink pearl chartreuse tail. This one is pink grub, it's called pink ice. So you can actually see through it, and it has some silver sparkle. It's a little bit lighter pink than, let's just go with this guy here, which was really knocking them out of the park for us. That guy right there, that is the hot pink, which is the Oops limited edition. If you want these to give them a try, really, you need to get on out there, get on Charlie Brewer's website. Oops, they're $1.80 for that bag. I got 6. What else do we got here? I got different, did I get other pinks, or that's all I got? I think that's all I got. But I wanted to try some different color pinks, you know, like again, that pink pearl. I wanted to try some different ones. Now, other colors that work very well for me, baby bass. Another color that works really well, more of a silver body with a green sparkle inside and a chartreuse tail. Works really good. It's always been one of those baits I can throw and at least get 1 or 2 fish out of. And speaking of that, these baits are pretty tough, and let me find one here. The good thing about these baits, if you notice the way that they are ribbed, if that bait gets beat up, you can grab behind one of those little ribbed areas and pinch it. Just like you were if you were putting a live worm on or something, which is actually kind of gross when you really think about it. Pinch it, break it off at that point. You just have a little bit shorter bait. So you can use these for more than one purpose. You can actually use a 1/64 ounce jig, cut it down the size to make it work a little better, and use it in a creek, in a river, or whatever. But these things work. Speaking of working, this is another one of those colors, smoke, silver sparkle. Another deadly color from, I'm just slinging my grub at you there. Another deadly color for me. Another Oops color, chartreuse red sparkle. June bug with a chartreuse tail. That one works really well. That's also a bluegill buster for me. I've used that quite a few times, and it works really, really well. Don't think that this is the only thing Charlie Brewer makes. It is not. You'll have a good time getting on their page and just going down the list and looking at everything they make. There's all kinds of colors out there, but the ones that I just told you about are the ones I do the best with. So there's other types of baits. For example, I'm going to show you a real quick one here. This is a 2 1/8 inch double jointed. They call it the double action. That is a good bait. That is a good bait. Try to get you something that looks as close to a shad as you can. And these things, a lot of action with that double cut in the body. Give those a try if you haven't. I mean, you know, maybe you have a place around you somewhere that sells these things. I have Bass Pro Shops, and they're very limited where I am. I believe we have been told we have the smallest Bass Pro Shops in existence. So they can't carry everything that a lot of the other Bass Pro Shops carry. So a lot of times I have to get online. If I want Charlie Brewers in a certain color or whatever, I have to get online and order them right from Charlie Brewer. If any of you have any more questions about those baits and the baits that I use, if you want to ask about the hard baits that I use, or crankbaits, things like that, feel free. Throw a comment. I'll tell you what I use and why I use it. Maybe we'll do an episode or whatever, and I'll show you. Anyway, another thing I'm talking about. I'm going to probably be cleaning house here. And when I say cleaning house, I've talked with a couple of others to just say, hey, this is probably what I'm doing. As you know, I've got a lot of reels around here. I've got cabinets and drawers, and they are sitting in front of me because they have nowhere else to go. And a lot of the things that I don't use probably going to be going away. If they just sit around here and don't get used. I have no need. I'm not, like I said before, I'm really not a collector, even though it has become that. I generally try to fix whatever I have that's broken if I care about it that much and want to use it. So I got to figure out how I'm going to go about getting rid of some of this stuff and letting it all just... Now, again, as I said at the beginning of this video, it is kind of the end of the season for me. So I will be doing some fishing. There'll be some fishing involved, but there's going to be other things. There's probably going to be some camping. There might be some motorcycle, some monkey and CT125 kind of stuff, golf cart stuff. I'm actually doing a rebuild on the golf cart. I'm trying to build us that golf cart, that custom that fits us golf cart. That's what we're trying to accomplish. I just bought some shocks yesterday. They're on their way. We've got new wheels and, well, new tires on it right now, but I'm going to change the wheels and tires. Going to paint the body, going to put some graphics on it. We're going to do you know, it's going to take some time. You know that, you know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be a half hour. Hey, look what I did. It's going to take some time. So anyway, prepare yourself for the winter time. I am going to attempt to do some trout fishing this year. I got a couple places that I want to try, and I really am going to take some smaller reels as such. Let me show you. Here's one, for example, a little fluger. There's something that you never really hear people say enough. You know what I'm saying? A little fluger. I got a little fluger right there. I'm going to be taking some small-sized ultralight reels. I had such a great time. Where's that thing at? I had such a great time using this little 500C Daiwa that I'm going to find some of my other smaller reels around here on this fly rod too, by the way. It was on a fly rod. I'm going to find some of these other small reels like this little fluger. I have a Lew's, I think it's a C50 or a Laser Light 50 or something like that. I got one of those around here. I've got a couple small like this little Mitchell, and we're going to do the fly rod thing. I've got several fly rods that fry or fly. What did I just say? Flea rods. I got some flea rods around here, and you've got fleas too, don't you? I'll smack you with a flea rod, and that'll get rid of all of them. I'm talking to Boo, by the way. He doesn't have fleas. We don't tolerate that nonsense in here. But I got another rod and two around here, and we're going to put some of these really small spinning reels on these rods since I enjoyed that so much with the 500C and see what we can do. I think it'd be fun, especially trout fishing. Might go with some 4-pound line for that though. Some of those trout can be nasty. So anyway, there is this is just a very quick Wednesday, letting you know what's going on. Things will be changing a little bit for the winter. There'll be some fishing. There'll be some fishing stuff. I'll probably find some reels at the flea market here and there that we'll be able to do. And quite possibly some motorcycles, some camping, some whatever. Just wanted to let you guys know, keep you on top of things. And for those of you who asked about the baits, I hope that helped you out. For those of you who still have questions about some of the baits I use, please feel free to ask. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. Boo, how about a turkey sandwich? I know, I got a doctor's appointment at 12:45 and it's 11. I think I can eat now. I mean, I don't have any major things happening. I eat a sandwich or something. How about you? You want a sandwich? Boo says he wants a sandwich. There's my fat Boo. What do you think? I know you're looking at that table going, good Lord, dude, why do you have so much stuff? I know, I just told him I got to get rid of some of it. Which one do you think I need to get rid of? What about this one? Should I keep this one? Is that a keeper? Oh, okay, that's a keeper. All right. How about this one? Keep this one? You're not positive on that one, are you? I'm not either. That one's got the bent cap. Yeah, it's bent right there. I know, I need to get that fixed. I need to get one of those caps for that. Of course, the other one that I got behind it's just like it, but it's all right. We have conversations like this sometimes. All right, how about that turkey sandwich? You hungry? Yeah? All right, let's go get something to eat. Turkey sandwich for everyone.